Hello, I am Dr. Carlos Ramos, and I am going to present you our conference, Cognitive Interventions Based on Technology, a systematic literature review. Our team is formed by Omar Condor, Hugo Arias, Janio Hadan, Mónica Bolaños, Priscila Cerillo, and myself. We are a team from Ecuador, from Catholic University, Indo-America University, and University of Cuenca. The current accelerated technology development offers a wide range of possibilities related to its use to benefit human disabilities. Also, countries around the world are researching ways of applying technology to treat different cognitive difficulties, such as attention, memory, social abilities, verbal fluency, among other important cognitive functions in the context of disability. Among the different technological devices available, tablets, smartphones, and robots stand out. These devices, combined with apps and diverse existing programs, have made it easier to help people with disorders such as autism, dyslexia, and other verbal skills. Additionally, the educational field researches methodologies to enhance the use of technology for the benefit of learning. Therefore, in the described context arises a research question. What technological developments have been proposed for cognitive intervention in favor of people with brain disorders? To answer this question, articles published on this subject were reviewed from the main databases. This study was based on a systematic literature review methodology. Two processes were developed. First, the identification and selection of the studies to be analyzed, and second, the design of the protocols that allowed the extraction of the information from the selected studies to answer the objectives of this work. Analyzing process for the information included from studies. The study was divided into the following phases: inclusion criteria of the studies, in which the articles were extracted from the Web of Science and the Scopus databases, published between 2009 and 2020, search and date March 1, 2020, with keywords, key technological developments for cognitive stimulation. The study's language could be in Spanish, English, and Portuguese. Two iterations were performed, that is, two different search combining the perspective keywords and filters against each database. Duplicate stage, repeated studies were removed. Repetition stemmed from the existence of the study in both databases or due to the iterations carried out. Eligibility stage was studies without the search keywords, neither in the title nor abstract, or and those that did not respond to the objective of this review we remove altogether. Selection stage was the studies were downloaded to make a comprehensive reading of the manuscript applying the exclusion criteria corresponding to technological intervention investigations in favor of cognitive functions. Finally, this stage was the entire process was reviewed by the two independent reviewers. What are our results? In sample size, these technological intervention studies show that the most common frequency in total participants is from 21 to 30. Table 1 shows the sample size range, item identification, and their respective percentage. Participant countries. This review found that Spain, France, and Russia are the countries that have made a great contribution to the research of technological development in favor of the treatment of cognitive difficulties. Figure number one shows the countries where the select studies were conducted. Education level. Regarding the educational level of the participants in the different researches, it was shown that most of the studies seeks to intervene in several of them. In figure number two shows this data. Technological intervention protocols. The review identified various types of cutting-edge technological innovation for smartphones, tablets, PCs, robots, serious games, applications for TV, and others. The development of these devices was aimed at improving learning processes, behavioral control, emotional regulation, sensory stimulation, cognitive development, higher mental functions, time organization, support in motor treatment, personal self-care, and others benefits for the individual. Figure number three shows the distribution percentage according to the type of device. Integration of analyzed information. The studies reviewed revealed an interest in inclusivity from a technological development standpoint, which has provided attention in the treatment of cognitive disorders, presenting disorders resulting from human brain dysfunction. In the data analysis, it was possible to identify six communities formed among the 14 countries that share notes such as the time of intervention, the cognitive function intervened, and the type of technological device used. In this figure, figure number four, presents a representation of the interaction of the key variables of each analysis study and the identified communities differentiated by color. The identified communities have high modularity since they have solid connection between the nodes. What are our conclusions? This paper reports the data uncovered after a systematic review of the literature on inclusive cognitive research based on technology in favor of people with brain disorders. To answer the research question, what technological developments have been proposed for cognitive intervention in favor of people with brain disorders? 21 articles from 14 countries located in Web of Science and Scopus databases were selected. After the data was extracted and processed, the following results were obtained. Spain, France, and Russia are the countries with the highest number of contributions in technological developments research in favor of cognitive difficulties. The studies analyzed are focused on similar proportions at all educational levels from school to university. Concerning intervention protocols, tablets are the most used resource, followed by robots and other devices. Regarding cognitive functions, the analysis studies focus in interventions on improving attention, memory, verbal fluency, problem solving, behavioral regulation, among others. Finally, to identify the interaction between the variables, a network analysis was applied, resulting in the identification of six communities between the participating countries which share solid connection between nodes, such as the intervention device, the cognitive ability treated, and the intervention time. The results found in this research are consistent with previous systematic review studies, such as Portuguese and Pilas and other authors. The next step in this research line is to perform a meta-analysis study. The research team will analyze the standard values of the effects of interventions and determine the most effective technological devices to intervene in the cognitive treatment of brain disorders. Thank you so much for watching this conference.